Hello everyone, this is Sean and welcome back to episode number 6 of our Rimworld Alpha 15 Knife's Edge Let's Play. We're playing on Cassandra Extreme Permadeath with the self-imposed no-turret challenge for our tribal colony. It is the 10th of spring, and when we left off, the pawns of Knife's Edge were facing their first siege. But before we get to that, and I do want to get to that quickly, I want to say thanks to all the great people who have been commenting on this series. I really appreciate all the feedback. I like that the numbers, I mean, today we had like 23 views on the most recent episode, which, you know, I get it. That is not a big number or anything, but it's much better than the 1 or 2 views that most of my videos were getting the days that I were posting them a month ago. This channel is only a month old. It's going to take some time to grow. I totally get that, and I'm never expecting to get like you know, anything like Northern Lion numbers, or even like Quill 18 numbers, or even like Talix, or you know, even those guys have a lot of views. You know what I mean, though? Like, you know, I get a couple hundred subscribers or something in a year, I'll be really happy with that. Right now, we're at about 43, and I'm getting view numbers that are really amazing, to be honest. You know, it's not just on the new episodes, and on the old episodes too. It's super flattering. I really appreciate you guys watching these things. It definitely makes it worthwhile. And I'm trying to do is basically anytime I play now, I'm trying to record it. So I don't get to play as much as I used to. My voice wouldn't handle playing 10 hours a day and talking. But you know, try to get a couple hours in. And basically, I'm posting them as I record them. I'm going to try to not build too much of a backlog. I want to, you know, be able to say thank you to people leaving comments. So yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to shout out to the people who've commented so far on this series. I really appreciate hearing from you guys. Nick, is that right, Nick? Okay, Nick, Norberto, Akai, and Kyle. Thanks you guys for chatting with me in the comments. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate your views. And yeah, thank you. Manny, I know you're watching too. I appreciate you watching. You've given me really great feedback, and I'm trying to, you know, put some of that to practice. But, you know, you appreciate as much as I do that everybody plays different and we're just all having fun. So you enjoy your toxic Fallout colony, and I'll enjoy my beautiful sunshine in the forest colony. And then Julian, I'm sure you're around too. You, if you aren't watching these now, you'll watch them eventually because you are about my most dedicated viewer. You seem to be watching all the episodes of the Fallville series, and I can imagine you'll show up here too. I see in the Reddit as well. If any of you guys are on Reddit, well, most of you probably are. You probably found out because I mentioned my videos there a little bit. But I'm PDX Sean there. I live in Portland, Oregon. I love it here, and I try to offer good advice, and then I really appreciate all the advice that I get from you guys on there. But enough about that. I just want to say thanks to all you guys for watching. But you aren't here to hear me say thanks to a bunch of viewers. You're here me to watch me fight the Gray Gauntlets. Of course they're going to besiege me. So what are they up to? Well, there's 6 of them. We got grenades. We got an incendiary launcher. An assault rifle. Submachine gun. Wooden club. And Molotov cocktails. Alright, well they don't have any crazy weapons. So that's good. I'm going to bet they're going to set their siege up like right around here. So, you know, I don't want to waste any time. I want to get down there and fight these guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and draft everybody. Let's get down there and start fighting these guys. I like to get into it. Don't waste anybody's time. Use the element of surprise. Don't let them set up their defenses. Just try to get in there and fight them. Let's make sure everybody has a weapon before I get too gung-ho on this. Everybody does have a weapon, and there doesn't. You know, there is some better weapons down in here. So why don't you take that steel longsword, and you've got a spear. I'm going to say that's the second best weapon. And you know what? Maybe I would be well served because they have an assault rifle and an incendiary launcher and a submachine gun. So I can't really beat them on firepower. They're also going to have better cover than me. So they're going to be, is that Blagojevich? Rob Blagojevich? I wonder. Connor Blagojevich, okay. I don't quite remember who Rob Blagojevich was, but I do remember he had an hilarious name. You know, they have pretty terrible cover, but they're going to get these sandbags built. I don't think I'm going to be able to get down there in time because I can shoot from these trees and have okay cover. I could get behind these rocks and have okay cover as well. But you know, I think we might do better if we just go in there as a melee party for the most part. So I think Gray is a good melee fighter. So you know what, Hamster, why don't you not equip that steel longsword? Gray, why don't you equip the steel longsword? Hamster, you should keep on moving because you're so far away from where you're trying to get to. It's going to take you forever to get down there. I like this pig that's just sitting there dead. Some other animal must have killed it, and yeah, missing body parts. So I don't know what kind of predators we have out here. Leopard is also a good melee fighter. I guess that jade knife. I really look too closely at knives. Melee damage 6, melee cooldown 1.83 seconds. It's not a very good weapon. Whereas the sword, 2.5 seconds, 19. Yeah, that's a much better weapon. What do I got up here? I got an awful shiv. I don't want to use that. All right, well, we'll just go with the changes that I've implemented there. Okay, Gray, you're going to grab that. So I guess, Leopard, you're not going to grab that knife? Must have changed my mind. Well, that's fine. I will have you grab that knife instead. Now, this Pila is only a ranged weapon, right? Ranged cooldown. Yeah, nothing about melee cooldown or anything like that. It would be kind of cool if it was a dual use weapon. Green, why don't you grab that knife, please? And Gray, you're gonna go down here. Oh, okay. I didn't realize I had both those guys selected, but whatever. And Green, grab that knife. There we go. And you're gonna come down here too. And I guess that's everybody. So they're starting to build some sandbags, of course. So it's a good thing I didn't try to come down here and shoot it out with them. I will be better served. Now I wonder if I can sneak around. I think I'd be better off sneaking around this way. Maybe they can fire at me as I cross over here, but I think I'm going to use this as cover and then try to, I should be able to attack them quickly that way. So let's see what they do. Getting around this thing, I mean, it's just going to be slow for a moment. It's not like it's going to take forever or anything. Oh, poor Hamster. I'll have him take a more direct approach, I think. Can I take anybody unawares? I don't think I'm going to be able to. I thought I heard a beep for like a mental break, but I guess not. I don't really want him to take any cover. I wouldn't mind getting into a fight and having this guy throwing Molotovs in there because that would hurt his pawns almost as much as it would hurt mine. This guy still has a bow, so I'm going to send him there. And you three, I'm going to kind of keep behind this wall here. And I'll go ahead and have Hamster just come, quote-unquote, running in. Hopefully, well, I don't like having him so exposed. We just waited all that time for him to heal up. I don't want him to die already. So why don't you just go in and attack that guy, just right off the bat. And you, I'm going to have you attack. Well, why don't you go behind that stone? There you go. And now you're going to attack the assault rifle. Oh, and you guys are still going where I asked you to go, I guess. But why don't you attack the assault rifle instead? And why don't you attack this guy? And that worked out like I thought it might. Good, so it set his guy on fire. It did not set... Oh, okay, it did set Green on fire. Alright. Green, you're on fire, so you can't really do anything. You're attacking Yeah, that one, and you, why don't you attack, I guess, grub? Uh-oh. They're assaulting the colony. Well, that's all right. I would rather, actually, I want to put green's fire out. Can I just, how do I, you probably can't put fires out. No, you can. Yeah, boy. This grub aiming at? What's hamster doing? Why don't you come down, melee attack? Why don't you melee attack? Grub is, oh, because you're on fire, that's why. You keep firing at grub. You're on fire too. Oh, that's not good. Gray, are you off fire now? Alright, come up here and melee attack guts. And Minoka, why don't you melee attack this guy? Green's still on fire. And Gray is dead. Gray was my doctor. Well, maybe a full-on run directly into that machine gun was a bad idea. I don't know. Now they're fleeing at least, so, you know, Gray's loss wasn't entirely in vain. I can capture Blagojevich! If green doesn't burn to death, actually I can capture two pawns here. Yeah, put out the fire on green, please. And Leopard, why don't you stop firing and let's capture Blagojevich. Of course there's no beds available. Actually, I didn't look very closely at there. Let's make sure there's nothing seriously wrong here. Nothing too wrong. You're not missing any limbs. You didn't lose your best friend. Prostphobe Night Owl. Good fighter. Not really good at anything else, but I can have you do my hauling and stuff, and good fighter is not a bad thing. Probably not going to be able to recruit you though because you're a pirate. So, but I'll capture you anyways, and if I have to let you go, then I'll let you go. We're going to do furniture. We're going to do sleeping spot. We're going to set up 2 of those sleeping spots because there are 2 prisoners, and then I'll probably want to build a couple of beds because it doesn't hurt to have extra beds. I'll just move them down into my living quarters eventually. So Leopard, why don't you capture Blagojevich? Green, why don't you undraft and capture Grub? What's Grub's story? Grub, not missing any limbs, no addictions. I like that. Does not have any of those problems. And is a pretty good pawn. I don't like the creepy breathing. So I think I'm going to put him on his own schedule so he doesn't have to spend too much time with others. He's a hard worker, so that's great. And he's got construction and research potential. He hasn't really achieved any of it, but he definitely has potential. So I can put him on those things. Art as well. I can start having art come through. So we'll let those 2 do those jobs. Hamster's just going to head back and rest. Hopefully. Oh, Minoka. Are you kidding me? Leopard is hauling. Hamster. Oh, because Minoka is the the 4th one, and he needs rescue. So I guess you're going to rescue Minoka? Should have had them all change their weapons out while they were down here with some of these fancy weapons. Not that that's a particularly appealing weapon, but you're going to have to bury, what's his face? Well, that could have went worse, but it didn't go great. I guess considering that I have very primitive pawns here, wasn't horrible. Poor Hamster here is probably... Oh, he's not bleeding. Okay, so at least there's that. Green is probably bleeding. She is moving really slow. Nope, also not bleeding, but badly burned. Okay, well that's, I can't see how Minoka is because she is being carried, so they won't show me. Hopefully she didn't lose any limbs or anything too serious like that. Oh, you're not the one who's carrying Minoka. That was Blagojevich. Prisoner, 99%. Well, mother effer. And you're probably going to be 99% too, huh? Grub, 99%. Son of a bee. Well, it's going to be one pawn short, I guess. And how is Minoka? Minoka. Okay, good. Not bleeding. Well, that's nice. So there's a silver lining. Cassandra will take care of me. She'll send me some more pawns. I'm not really too worried. But, you know, Hamster just got out of bed. I was really looking forward to having my full cotier of pawns. Is that the right word? I don't think that's the right word. Full selection of pawns is what I was trying to say, but with a fancy word. Well, hopefully someone will go down there and get a decent weapon. But they kind of need to do some cooking and all those things too. Just let it run. See what they do. Don't give them too many tasks to distract them from going and picking up those weapons and whatnot. Hopefully that fire doesn't... of course, the fire is going to make it rain. Oh, and yeah, why not? Why not have the fire strike right down here next to all the goodies that I want to get? So it's really just the assault rifle. I wanted the... well, I didn't want the submachine gun. So yeah, I guess just the assault rifle is the only real weapon I want to get out of there. It's not the best, but it's better than anything I have, that's for sure. I might send Leopard down there. Leopard is, yep, he's a careful shooter, so he would be the perfect candidate to go down and get that. Leopard, why don't you grab something to eat? And we gotta wait for Minoka to get out of bed to start cooking again. Hey, speaking of. Oh yeah, Hamster can cook too. Great, Leopard, go grab the assault rifle, please. Even though it's awful. So first though, drop that bow. There we go. And now go equip the assault rifle. Imagine an awful assault rifle is still better than a good short or normal short bow. So I don't have to imagine though. Let's take a look. 60% for short accuracy, 53%, and it does. So I think it shoots 3 bursts of 7 every 1.5 seconds. So it's 21 damage every 1.5 seconds. So that'd be 42 damage every 3 seconds. And he was doing 10 damage every 2/3 of a second. So I feel like they're about the same. 10, 20, you do about 30 in 3 seconds. And you're doing 40 something in 1.5 seconds. All right, 60% accuracy. Leonard, what... you are equipping the assault rifle. What's taking you so long? Now, why would you walk through the water when you could have walked through the woods and stuff? Doesn't make any sense. You can take that fine meal. Great. Why don't you haul something, though? Can you haul back all of those fine meals? How about those ones? Why won't you haul all 3 at once? I should probably have you bury that pawn, too. Who else is hanging around out here? Green is just chilling. Green, why don't you bury Gray there? Actually, let's not bury Gray. Let's build a sarcophagus, miscellaneous, and then we'll bury him after that. I don't have any stone at all, so it's not really a surprise, but I thought I might have had some that fell from the sky or something. Where would I want to build a graveyard? Kind of sort of have one going over here, but I would like to be able to expand it into like a nice, beautiful memorial, so I'll put it right here in the courtyard. That'll give people the chance to go visit it and so forth. He's going to build a lousy sarcophagus here, but it'll be a sarcophagus that will get, I think everybody gets a little boost from it, pawn being buried in a sarcophagus. I don't think it matters what quality it is. It's an awful quality. Maybe it will. We'll find out. Because you're going to go bury Shaman, Gray, Gary. whatever your name is, whatever his name is. Why wouldn't you walk through here? That would be the more sensible pathing. I don't like having to micromanage like this, but it is a very long route. I'll stop micromanaging at this point. I'll just let you bury Gray. See, you took a sensible route to get there. You're taking a more sensible route to get home. Why wouldn't you have taken the sensible route there in the first place? And why aren't you burying Gray in this? I guess I should change all of the graves to be not colonist graves. Oh, for crying out loud. There we go. Oh, I have to... Wait, what? Why is it not... Yeah. I guess you can't do it with multiple ones? So, do not allow colonists, thank you. And we're going to copy, and then we're going to... This way I can do it. We're going to paste into every one of them. So we won't bury any colonists in the graves. We'll only bury them in the sarcophagus. And except for Green, apparently is not on board with that program. So please bury Gary. There you go, in the sarcophagus. Nice. So that will give us the nice... do I want to strip him first? He's just wearing that cloth tribal wear. You know what? I'll bury him with some dignity. You can wear the clothes that you're wearing, Gray. There we go. He is interred. And buried in the sarcophagus, +8. So that'll help for 24 hours. Unlike the season and a half that everybody's going to be upset. If anybody else was friends with Gray. Man, some people were sort of friends with Gray. These buffs will be gone soon enough. But not soon enough to avoid that mad animal. And it's hot, huh? Not a heat wave, it's just hot. And is that a boomalope that's gone mad? Yep, it sure has. Well, well, well. Let's, you guys are all indoors, more or less, so let's just make sure you stay more indoors. And Leopard is really my only other pawn, and I don't really want you to strip that corpse. Why don't you get indoors if you can? Avoid that boomalope, and let's, get you to have a ranged weapon again. Would probably be a good idea. There we go. So you can fire at the boomalope as it approaches. And there's that boomalope, right? So we're still going to go inside, and we're just going to shoot from inside the wall. That way we can duck back in and not get beat up. Not that the boomalope is really capable of doing a lot of damage, like it'll bruise me. You know, I think that's pretty much all it does. But we're going to fight it smart anyways. Luckily it's raining, so I don't need to worry too much about being like setting a fire and destroying my colony, even though my walls are all made of wood. Leopard is... I'm worried about Green getting caught in the crossfire from Leopard's gun there. But it's not going to happen. Alright. Everybody can whatever. Come down, we'll take care of all those things. I'm going to build some floor tiles on top of those trees inside my workshop. I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but this is a good way to force them to cut down those trees. They're never going to grow any better, so you may as well cut them down now and get what wood you can out of them before they just die out of nowhere. Right, well, that was an exciting episode, that's for sure. Unfortunately, R.I.P. Is it Gray or Gary? R.I.P. Gray. His name is Blue Gray. Interesting. But yeah, we will miss having you around. Not that I'll remember anything about you in particular. I guess you were my doctor. But I'll miss having you around because we're down to 4 bodies, and that's not good. But you know, things will turn around. I'm not too worried. That wasn't a disaster. I think Hamster losing his leg was almost as bad. Not quite as bad, I guess. Anyways, if you enjoyed watching this, Escape Pod. Hey, something else to look forward to. Boy, Cassandra, you are definitely on the same timer as me because you give me something to look forward to every episode. but I'm not even going to look. If you enjoyed watching this episode, click the like button. And if you would like to see who is in that escape pod, subscribe! Because I'm sure you just stumbled across this and decided, hey, I'm going to watch episode 6 or whatever episode we're on in the middle of this series out of nowhere from this YouTuber that I've never heard of. Leave me some comments below and tell me all about it. Once again, thank you for the viewers who are leaving comments. I really do appreciate it. And thank you for the viewers who are watching and not leaving comments. I really appreciate you too. It's not just about people leaving comments. I know that you have a lot of stuff out there that you could be watching, and it is so gratifying to know that people are watching what I'm producing. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.